Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24, where the Clippers play host to the Atlanta Hawks, and it's a big one today because that man right there is in the lineup. Paul George returns from his injury today for the first time in many months. PG-13 will be playing in a Clippers uniform. They're playing at home against the Atlanta Hawks, who are a very good team in the Eastern Conference. They will make the playoffs more than likely, so it's not going to be easy. But if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. Here are your starting lineups. Paul George in at the 2. We'll see Westbrook, Leonard, Batum, and Zubats also in the starting lineup. As for the Hawks, it'll be Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, Saddiq Bey, Onyeka Okongwu. You might want to watch this matchup, though. George's first game back, he's got to guard DeJounte Murray, one of the bright young stars here in the NBA, so no easy task for him. But we're back in the Crypto.com arena as we get ready for tip-off. Zubats going up against Okonkwo, and ref has put the ball in the air. It is won by Atlanta. We are underway here at Crypto.com arena. Happy St. Patty's Day as well. I didn't even know before this game that it was the St. Patrick's Day game, but we get the nice little graphic on the game as well. As here's Murray inside for Okongwu, and he's going to hit the first shot of the day as the Hawks take the 2-0 lead. About a month left in the NBA season, 4 weeks to go for the playoffs. The Clippers currently on the outside looking in, so you got to win games like this if you want to be in the postseason. They're currently the 13th seed in the Western Conference. Has 5 seconds on the shot clock. Leonard drives left side, kicks it out for Westbrook in the corner for 3, and it is going to be offline. Rebound by DeAndre Hunter, who passes up the floor, and Saddiq Bey is going to take a wide open 3, but he's off. But Okongwu gets the offensive board and get the putback, so he's got the first 4 points of the day for the Atlanta Hawks. Clippers currently riding a 3-game losing streak going into this one. They've lost against the Timberwolves, the Bulls, and the Pelicans this week. As there's a miss by Westbrook again. Leonard able to get the offensive rebound, however. As now he's going to take a 3, and it is going to drop. So Kawhi Leonard gets the first points of the day for the Clippers off of the 3. Makes it now a 1-point game. Murray double screen, now trying to work on George. George, a very good defender. He's definitely been missed in the starting lineup for his defensive as well. Not only his offense, as here's Trae Young, who gets inside, who's one of the best offensive scorers in the NBA. As he gets the points there, his first points of the day, 6-3 now in favor of Atlanta. Leonard at the top of the key, screen for George. He gets intercepted though. Murray right there, step for step with PG-13. Hunter inside for Saddiq Bey, and Saddiq Bey misses the layup, gets his own rebound and puts it right back up for 2. And the Atlanta Hawks, with some stifling defense, turns it into offense on the other side of the floor. Push their lead now out to 5. 2 minutes have gone by. The Clippers have only made 1 basket. As here's Leonard on at the low post, backing down his man. Goes to the left and hits off of the glass. So Kawhi Leonard has all 5 of the points for the Clippers. There's his numbers at home this year. 25 points per game, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Hopefully with the return of PG-13, he doesn't have to do as much on the offensive boards. But Kawhi has struggled a little bit on the road in the past couple of weeks. Thankfully this one is at home, so we don't have to worry about that. As there's a miss for Atlanta. George on the other end trying to drive inside. Gets to the basket, and his first points in months for the Los Angeles Clippers is a layup. Cuts it down to 1, now 8-7. George averaging over 20 points per game before he went down with a dislocated left patella. But he says he's back healthy now, and he's been reinserted into the starting lineup. Here's Young, left side. Tries to work on Westbrook, drives to the basket, and he's got that quick step to score off of the layup. 31 points per game, about 10 assists, a double-double on the road this year for Atlanta is Trae Young. As the Clippers will have their hands full, specifically Russell Westbrook with him. Speaking of Westbrook, tries to drive inside, he gives it up. Back over to Kawhi now again, working that low post block. Backs his man down, gets to the basket with a right hook, but he can't get it to go. Had great positioning there on Okongwu, but unable to hit the hook, and still a 3-point deficit. Murray on the other end gives it up for Young. Westbrook is there with them. Trying to go isolation is Trae. Gets a screen to right side. Step back. 3. It's off the mark. A little too strong off the back iron. Zubats with the rebound. Here comes the Clippers pushing the pace. Leonard now right side has it. He's going to try to back down his man. Working on DeAndre Hunter. Instead brings it back out. Gives it up to Zubats. He's standing at the top of the key. And he will give it over to Leonard. Screen now set. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Leonard's got a pull. He's going to alley-oop it for Zubats, who's going to get it up and in. Ivica Zubats with his first 2 points of the day. He had 11 in the loss 2 nights ago against the Pelicans. So he's definitely stepping it up a little bit on the offensive side of things. Just need him to continue to play better defense. Here's Young on Westbrook on the low baseline. Can't get it to go. Clippers now with a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. George gets inside, and he does just that. Paul George off of the glass, and the Clippers have their first lead of the game. It's 11-10. We'll see if the Hawks can answer right back. Both teams shooting very well from the field. As Murray's going to get an easy 2 to the line. That's a quick layup for DeJounte Murray. The star guard puts the Atlanta Hawks, back out in front. Now Westbrook brings it up to try to answer right back. It's a screen from Zubats. Wide open for 3. Westbrook struggled from downtown this season. Can't get that one to go. Hasn't been the best 3-point season for Westbrook. He's only on a 1-year contract, so he is a free agent after this year. As Sadiq Bey off the miss gives it out for Murray for 3, and it's another off-the-mark shot. A little too strong again for Murray. It's now LA on the other side of things. Leonard gets a screen right side, drives that way, takes it to the rim. He is fouled, and we'll go to the end of the first quarter. The Clippers actually have a 29-24 lead after a quarter of play. As we'll pick it up right with the beginning of the second. LA went on a nice little run to end the first quarter. They're looking to continue that momentum, and we'll see if they can do just that. George still in the game, working on the low block. That is Bogdanovic that he is going up against, but he can't get it to go. A little too high off the glass there. As you can see the lineup on the court for the Clippers. It's B.J. Boston, Paul George, Mason Plumlee, Kenyon Martin Jr., Robert Covington. But there's a different man on the courts. That is going to be A.J. Griffin for the Hawks. His second-year man of the Duke Blue Devils with a big 3 on the second quarter. Cuts the lead now to a one-possession game, 29-27. As here's Paul George on the next possession, trying to go isolation on Bogdanovic. Goes up with a right, a little offline. Now the Hawks with the rebound. Good defense by Bogdanovic. Griffin feeling himself for 3. It's strong. A little bit of a heat check moment there for A.J. Griffin. Got to be smarter than that. As here's George on the other end. Just pulls it back. And they look to get their offense set up. Kenyon Martin now with it. Passes it back to George. Right side. Screen coming left. George driving to the basket. Going to use his strength. And he's going to absolutely just push Bogdanovic out of the way. He falls to the floor. Paul George, a very, very talented driver to the baskets, able to use his strength there and get the 2 points, pushes it back up to 4. Bogdanovic, though, long on the 2. Rebounded by Covington. Boston over to Martin, and he's going to stay put, give it back to B.J. Boston. He's had a couple of good games recently, even in the losses. B.J. Boston's offensive output is starting to pass, as that is a bad one from Bogdanovic with the interception. Young gets inside and puts it right up. So B.J. Boston with a bag pass gets intercepted. That turns into 2 easy ones for the Hawks. Now 31-29. As we go with it again. Boston over to George. Wide open for 3. He puts it up. No, offline. Rebounded by Griffin. He pushes it up to Bogdanovic, back to Young again, and he gets inside, but a little bit too soft as Paul George gets the rebound. He's got 8 points so far on the night, shooting pretty efficient, 4 for 7. As he's going to pull it back and try to get a play set up. Cuts left side, working on his man Griffin, and he gets it to the basket. Another contested layup for Paul George. He's up to 10 points now, and we've just begun the second quarter. All 10 of those points also coming in the paint. Hawks need to find an answer. They got to find an answer fast. Young's going to try the 3. It's not going to fall. Robert Covington with the rebound. And here come the Clippers again, pushing the pace. George gets behind the defense, but he can't get it to go. Tough layup that time. Is a little too strong. And it rolls off the front of the basket. As the Hawks now on the other end have Young in the inside. George this time guarding him. Paul's a very good defender. Young trying to maneuver on him, and he does end up getting by PG-13 and gets to the basket. Trae Young, 12 points of his own on 50% shooting. to begin the day in his 12 minutes so far, as him and Paul George continue to go tit for tat. Here's Boston now trying to drive inside. A wide open PG-13 for 3 that rattles in and out. And the reason why it was wide open is Bogdanovich actually took a elbow, it looks like, to the shoulder, and his shoulder is actually a little banged up. He will come back in the game, as you can see right here, as we get ready to end the second quarter. And he's actually had a phenomenal day as he takes another 3-ball that hits. Bogdanovich, despite a sore shoulder and all, has not missed from downtown. And now it's the Hawks with a 5-point lead with a minute and a half here to go in the first half. 50-45 is your score. So the Clippers, they got to try to weather this storm that is Bogdanovich. Westbrook's going to get inside. He's going to be too strong off the glass, but he does get his own rebound. Out to Batum, who thought about pulling there for 3. Gives it up to Boston. He gets an off-ball screen over to Kawhi Leonard. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to try to heave this one up, and he's going to do it. He's going to get swatted by Okongwu, so that'll be a shot clock violation. That's great defense there by Atlanta. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. A couple of substitutions come into the game. Murray being guarded over to Bogdanovich for 3, and again another one hits. Korkmaz just checks into the game, and he sags off of Bogdanovich, and he continues to not miss from deep despite the bum left shoulder and all. So a 53-45 game now in favor of Atlanta. They're up by 8 points here in the closing minutes of the frame. As Leonard now dribbling on the right side, just waiting for something. They get Korkmaz open, the former 76er. There's now 5 seconds again. Leonard's got to try to get a shot off. Another bad possession. He just hacks up a 3. It's off the mark, but Zubats gets nice positioning and gets the second chance points. Good play there by Zubats to get positioning across Bogdanovich. And he gets the second chance points now. 53-47 is your score. About a second half separates the game clock and the shot clock. Murray's going to dribble it down. Looks like they're just going to try to hold for one of the last shots. He's being guarded by Leonard. Trying to isolation on one of the best defenders in the league. He's got to try to hack up a shot. He gets it off with 1 second. It's off the mark. Leonard just chucks it across the court. It is not offline, or it's not online, excuse me. And the Hawks will take a 53-47 lead going into the half. As we still have a whole half of play of basketball, so you don't want to go anywhere. More after this. Well, here's the numbers so far. Clippers had a very good first quarter, a very slow second, though, as it's Zubats who leads the way for them with 12. And they hot Bogdanovich with 11 points, an absolute sniper in this game. And the Clippers have any chance to win, they need to slow him down a little bit as they'll start the second half with the basketball here. As Russell Westbrook will bring it up. Here's Zubats at the top of the key. Gives it back up to Westbrook. Screen set. Russell gives it up for George. Here comes the double. George finds a wide open Batum, but not good spacing on the floor as there were 2 Clippers in the area. And Leonard just has to drive. He is off the mark, and that is not the possession you want to see to begin, as there's an alley-oop attempt, and that one is well off the mark. And then there's going to be a transition take foul on Okongwu. So very interesting turn of events there, as that'll send Paul George to the free throw line for a freebie, and it'll be up and in. So the first points of the second half are on a free throw. Ball will stay on this side of the court thanks to the transition take foul, as it'll be a 53-48 game now. 5-point differential as here's Westbrook driving inside, gives it up for Leonard. Thought about, now over to George. Inside, Leonard, nice backdoor cut, but he can't get it to go. Rebounded by DeAndre Hunter as Leonard has struggled today. 3 for 13 shooting, as there's a big-time 3 by Murray that doesn't go. But the nice second chance points by Okongwu, who's cleaned up the glass nicely today. Pushes it back out. Now a 55-48 lead for the Hawks. Inside for George. Finds a cutting Leonard again. This time it does work out. Leonard with the backdoor cut again. And he's able to get that one to go. And we're hoping that Leonard and George can find that chemistry again and hopefully both stay healthy. Pushed it to a 5-point deficit as here's Murray. Again going isolation. Gives it up. Murray's had a pretty quiet day so far. It hasn't been the most efficient shooting day, but it's been an efficient day from downtown for Atlanta. That time it was Sadiq Bey who hits the big 3. The former Detroit Piston pushes it back up to an 8-point game. Here's George. Gets a nice screen. Gets to the basket, and he's going to get fouled at the rim. Okongwu with his second of the day. That'll send Paul George to the line. Out to a nice 12 points here And his return to the Clippers lineup. Make it 13 off of the second make. Well, after this, the Clippers will go on a 2-game road set against the Portland Trailblazers next week for a big game against the Philadelphia 76ers. So this is a big game for the Clippers. You want to win this one before you got to go on the road, as that's not going to help. Trae Young gets inside where he's done damage all day long. It's quickly now an 8-point deficit again. George mid-range 2. It's not going to fall, and it's rebounded by Hunter. I thought Zubac should have had that one. He should have boxed him out there. It's Paul George, 13 points. There's the numbers 5 of 11 shooting. As there's a miss on the other end. Here's Leonard. Pulls it back. Just going to try to reset here. Gives it up to Westbrook, being guarded by Young. Over to Leonard, left side. Thought about 3. Instead, gets a double screen. Gets a little bit of space. Pulls from the elbow, and he gets it to go. Kawhi Leonard. 9 points in the first half. Wasn't the best shooting day for him. We saw the numbers earlier. 3 for 13 from the field. But he pushes it to a 6-point deficit here. Here's Young, wide open for 3, and he misses that one. That is a break if you're the Clippers. Young got a nice off-ball screen, had the look of the world, but he couldn't get it to go. The Clippers looked to capitalize. George thought about a 3 of his own. Instead, pulls from the baseline, and it goes in and out. But this time, Zubac does get the offensive board, but he can't get the putback. That's kind of been his season in a nutshell. Zubac has a lot of flashy plays on the glass, and he does pretty well in the pick and roll, but some of these shots that he should make, he just fails to do so. Here's Young on the other end, driving on Westbrook, gives it up for Saddiq Bey. It's Bey now, 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's a screen from Okongwu, but good defense here by Batum, but Bey's able to get by him, and with 1 second, an absolute swat by Zubac. Sends that one right into the hands of Leonard. Now over to George at the rim, and he gets a nice, easy layup. Great defensive play. It turns into even better offense. This is now a 4-point deficit as the Clippers trying to chip away at this Atlanta Hawks lead. 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here's Okongwu inside. He gets a foul call. Zubac's called for his second of the day. And we're going to go a little bit later here in the third quarter. It's now a 78-73 lead for the Clippers. They have taken the lead. They're up by 5, and we'll watch the closing minutes here of the third quarter. So here's Bogdanovic, who has not slowed down. He has yet to miss from beyond the arc in this game. But here's Murray, who gets by Westbrook. A great recovery defense by Westbrook. Gets a hand on the ball. Doesn't give up on the play, and it turns into Covington for 2. That's the former NBA MVP who sparked that one. Westbrook, known for his relentless motor, comes in clutch there, and it turns into 2 points on the other end. A 7-point lead here for LA, who have 4 blocks in this game. But there's Bogdanovic again with another 3-ball. You can see the left shoulder clearly bothering him, but not enough to miss any of these shots. Still a perfect from downtown. 80-76 now. Westbrook looking for something, just hands it off to Leonard. He gives it right back to Westbrook. Trying to reposition down low. Leonard banging on the injured Bogdanovic. Not a bad idea. Fades away from the basket, but can't get it to go. Rebound by Murray. And this goes the other end. Inside a minute now on the third quarter. As we close in on even under 30 seconds. Bogdanovic for 3. Doesn't go, but he gets a foul call. Leonard didn't give him any space to land, and they're going to give him 3 free throws for that. Bogdanovic does make the first. He makes the second. And trying to get the 3-point play, he's able to do so. So a 80-79 game now, thanks to the 3 free throws off of the Leonard foul. Now 5 seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock here as Boston gives it inside for Leonard. Working again on Bogdanovic, trying to bang down low. Over to Boston now. It cuts inside for Plumlee, and he's going to get fouled at an and 1. Clint Capella hacks Plumlee, and he'll get to the line for a free throw of his own, but he's unable to get it to go, so he can't complete the 3-point play. Keeps it a 1-possession game, and A.J. Griffin off of the rebound will hold this one. Swings over to Murray, who takes a 3-ball, and it's off the mark. And the end of the third quarter will wind down after a technically blocked by Patella. And we have a good game here after 3 quarters, so let's tune in for the finish. Still a 3-point game coming in on the 2-minute mark. 105-102 is your score. The fans here in Crypto.com Arena cheering for their Los Angeles Clippers. They're trying to hold on and beat the Atlanta Hawks here, what would be a very big win towards their postseason race. Murray tries to work on George. He can't get it to go too strong, but he does get his own rebound and puts it back. And that is now a 1-point lead here for the Clippers as we're inside 2 minutes. Electric down the stretch. We need to clutch up here as George tries to get a screen from Zubats. It doesn't work. He hands it off to Batum, who gives it right back, trying to reset. 10 seconds here to go on the shot clock. Leonard with the basketball, drives inside and hammers it down with 2 hands. Kawhi Leonard with the slam cam, throws it down with authority. Nice screen by Zubats, and now the crowd is on their feet for their home team. 107-104 in favor of the Clips. Murray tightly guarded here by George. Gets a screen. He goes underneath. That gives Murray the space, but he misses it. But a throwdown from Okongwu on the putback. He counters back with a 2-hand slam of his own. Cuts it now to about a 1-point game again. These teams continue to go tit for tat here as George now with the basketball. He's had a great return game. He gives it up for Zubats for a wide open Westbrook for 3, and he hits it. A clutch shot by Russell Westbrook when you need it. We talked about, he hasn't hit from 3-point range that well this season, but he clutches up there and extends it now to a 4-point game, a 2-possession one, as Murray now from the mid-range is off the mark, and we're inside a minute to go. The Clippers pushing the pace on the other end. Leonard pulls it back to Westbrook. Not going to rush anything. Russell drives inside. He draws the foul, takes it to Okongwu, and that'll take Westbrook to the free throw line. 16 points on the night for Westbrook. He does miss the first. The second one is up and in, so it's a 5-point game. The Hawks will use one of their 2 timeouts. 46 seconds to go. Clippers, oh so close to victory. They just got to hold on. It'll be inbounded by Okongwu, being guarded by Zubats. Let's see what the Hawks try to draw up. They get Bey open off of the screen. He pulls from 3 and he hits from the corner. A big-time 3 for Saddiq Bey, and this is just a 1-point game. The one thing you cannot do there is give up a 3, and the Clippers did just that. Now Westbrook on the other end hands it off for Paul George. Back over to Westbrook, resets down low. George inside, using his strength to get in there. Turns and misses. Now the Hawks with the rebound, 27 seconds to go. They have a chance to take the lead here. Murray's not going to waste any time. He's going to try to get to the basket, and he gets it to go. DeJounte Murray hits, and we're tied up at 111 with 20 seconds to go. The Clippers, they have 2 timeouts. They're not going to use them. They're going to let the clock run down and then draw up a play and hopefully win the game right here. Inside 10 seconds, Westbrook gets a screen. He drives to the basket, and he gets fouled. Okongwu thinks he got all ball, but he's going to send Westbrook to the line. Westbrook makes the first free throw. That gives the Clippers a lead. This one's big. The second one up and in. Westbrook clutches up on another opportunity. And now Los Angeles has a 2-point lead with 5 seconds to go. Atlanta will inbound the ball. Last time they did this, they got a 3-pointer to go. A 3-pointer wins the game. 3 seconds. Murray. He's going to try to drive. George is all over him. He pulls. He's off the mark. And that's going to do it. The Clippers win 113-111 in an exciting finish to this game. The Hawks hung in there, but the Clippers able to pull it out. The Hawks lead for about 2.5 quarters of this game. But LA had a very good second half, led by 28 from Leonard, 23 from George in his return. And they were able to get it done. Westbrook, 19 of his own, had a couple of big shots at the end. And overall, this is a good win for LA. Now, keep in mind, this game did not have James Harden, who's currently hurt. But if Leonard and George can play like that when Harden gets back, this team could be really scary if they make the postseason. A good win here at home, as here are your players of the week. Julius Randle and Stephen Curry win it around the NBA, both first times. It's the first time Curry's won a player of the week. Then we get the good news. James Harden is fully healthy, so for the first time in what feels like forever, the Clippers are injury-free. Now, some more news on Trae Young. He actually sets the 3-point made season record for the Atlanta Hawks. And then over in Dallas, Luka Doncic does the same thing for the Mavericks. Irving only in 3rd place as well, so a lot of 3-pointers being made around the NBA this season. We get some other news around the NBA. The Nets have fired Jacques Vaughn after a year and a half. He made the postseason in last year with the Nets, and they're the worst team in the league this year, and they don't waste any time. They fire him. We do lose the next one to the Trailblazers, though, 135 to 121. We did have some players resting, but then we bounce back and win Game 2 of the set, 142 to 108, behind a 30-point performance by BJ Boston. You go, Boston. And then we beat the 76ers at home, 128 to 111. Philadelphia is the best team in the East, so that's not bad. We win 3 of 4 in this week, as here are the players of the week of the next one. Lillard of the Heat and Ja Morant of the Grizzlies. And then on the next night, we have another home game against the Pacers, and we win 135 to 109. So the Clippers gaining some steam here down the stretch, just in time for a big matchup in Philly against the 54 and 18 76ers. We just beat them on our home court, but we got to go to Philly, which means it's going to be the return of James Harden in the city of brotherly love. I don't know if he'll get much love in Philly, as you remember he was part of the big trade that sent them Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, and Norman Powell. So there's going to be a lot of bad blood in this game. The 76ers are a very talented team. Obviously, they're the best team in the East, so this is not going to be easy, but this is a big-time showdown if we want to stay in the postseason hunt. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. We've been getting some good games recently. Hopefully we can keep that up. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.